Welcome everybody to another weekly statistical review. A bit of a special one this week because this week is also the 4th week since we launched the website, so we have a full month's worth of trading. But as usual, just before we get into that, let's go ahead and see how we did for this week. So I'm currently on the freeforexeducation.co.uk website. Everybody has access to this that is registered on the system, whether you're fully subscribed member or you're not. And all you do is you click on the latest trades. And if I move this down so that you can see the screen, I'm going to put in a filter just here, and I'm going to select the 8th, which was Monday. And it's going to search from Monday the 8th until today. And let me just see if I can fit everything here in the screen so you can see everything nice and clearly. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we have taken a total of 14 trades. We have a lovely winning week of 265 pips. We have taken 8 winning trades at a rate of 71.4%, and we've taken 4 losses at 28.6%. We did have a couple of break-even trades within here, and I'm just going to spend a minute just going over a couple of these trades because I don't like to use the word unlucky because that doesn't really apply to trading, because in trading we either have the trade that hits or we don't. But in a way we have been very unlucky with a couple of very big patterns, and I just want to run through them as usual. So starting down here at the bottom, we had a pound CAD triangle that won for 22. The pound yen, we banked 145 pips. We had a break-even pound Aussie trade. Now this trade was a 240 AB equals CD pattern and a double bottom. Now our target was 90 pips and we got 87 pips of the way there before the market turned and stopped us all out. And it was a pretty difficult trade because we have around 20 people now that are fully subscribed in the system. We've got 70 registered members, but around 20 of them are fully subscribed for the signals, and we were all in this trade, and we'd actually front run the trade by around 8 pips anyway, and it still fell 3 pips short, and we were stopped out the other day. So 87 pips up, and we got to the target was 90. So tough luck. That's sometimes what happens in trading. But what then happened on the same day, we have this New Zealand yen, and this shows a loss for 8 pips. But what this was, we were in a channel, we took a short, our target was 48 pips, and at 3 o'clock in the morning my alarm got triggered, and I instantly woke up, checked the computer, and we'd rallied 4 pips past our target. And because it was thin markets and because it was a news event, 4 pips wasn't enough, and it did not take. And this was on the same day as the pound Aussie, and that trade was for 48 pips. So within the same day there was 140 pips where we were out for break even. This minus 8 pips, we actually gave it 8 pips of risk because there was a psychological number and a bit of structure. We were going to see if the market would come back lower, and it didn't. So real tough luck there on those 2 trades. Then we had the Aussie dollar CAD minus 4. Pound dollar, we had a low and tight flag for 12. Aussie dollar, low and tight flag for 11. Euro Aussie, low and tight flag minus 11. Then we had a beautiful wedge for 30. Another high and low and tight flag for 49. A break even euro dollar trade. Then a couple more wedges on the same day. We had the New Zealand yen wedge for 16, the Aussie dollar channel for 17, and then the last trade was a pound yen double top or double bottom for minus 14 pips. So 265 pips up this week. I don't want to use the word it could have been more, but you know, that 140 pips in one day, it was very tough. But here is the thing. As a community, we are stronger, and we were able to help each other through that emotional barrier that trading brings with it. And even though on that day we were up 140 pips technically and then out for break even, the following day we took 2 trades and banked 70 pips. So we did not allow our emotions to affect our trading. And at the end of the day, if you're listening to this, if you're struggling, it is going to be your emotions that are letting you down. And being part of a community will help that. So if you haven't already registered with us, I would strongly advise you to do that. Registration is absolutely free. So a pretty good week. What I want to do now is show you the monthly one, because like I said, we have just completed a month. And in order to do that, the 4 weeks were actually from the 17th of June. So I type in the 17th of June. And I don't think we'll get everything on one page. No, it's not all on one page. So I'm just going to run through the main figures which are here. So the total trades taken in the past 4 weeks was 62. The total pips earned was 600 pips, dead on 600 pips for 4 weeks of trading. 26 winners, 31 losses, a win rate of 50%. Those figures are out slightly because we have a couple of things like break even and order cancelled, things like that. But just a win rate of 50%, guys, and 600 pips banked. Now, I want to make something crystal clear to anybody that's listening to this video, is that these trades that have been taken were all signals. That meant that everybody that is fully subscribed with freeforexeducation.co.uk received a signal of when to buy or sell with entries, stops and targets. So there is no hidden figures here. There's no smoke and mirrors. There's no losing trade that wasn't included, because if there was, all those registered people that are on the system and all the fully subscribed people would call us out on that. If you want proof of that, come and join the chat and ask those people. But this is pure transparency. This is signals that were sent out, and we physically banked 600 pips. Now, I don't actually have a drawdown figure on here, but the maximum drawdown we had was only around 60 pips. Okay, so we've done phenomenally well for the month. But one other thing, guys, it does not stop there, and I don't want this to sound like I'm trying to sell it. I'm literally just telling it as it is. 2 weeks into the launch, we stopped trading advanced patterns. They were bat ciphers and Gartleys because they are the lowest probability trade that we have, but they have the highest drawdown ratio compared to any of the strategies that we teach here at Free Forex Education. And the strategies were brought in originally because it's important that people know how to trade them, because we use them in things like trend continuation. However, as a strategy by themselves, they are the lowest probability. And during the first 2 weeks, we actually lost 120 pips. So without projecting too much, we physically banked 600 pips in the last month. But when we first started, if we didn't trade those advanced patterns, we would have actually banked 720. And for me personally, due to my risk management that I apply, that 600 pips equated to around an 8% return for me for this month. So pretty good figures. And the only thing I think really it leaves me to say is, well, a couple of things actually. We've had a lot of people register. We haven't as yet seen those people in the chat, so they're going through the free educational material that we have in the system. They're getting to learn the style of trading that we teach here, which is structure. We have half of the strategies are absolutely free. So I implore you, if you're one of those people that are registered, please pop into the chat. Come and say hello. Being part of the community will do absolutely wonders for your psychology and your mentality. If you haven't yet registered, registration is free. You put in your name, first name, surname, mobile, email address. We send you an authorization text. That's it. You're in the system. You have access to the chat, to the quick hit videos, to some of the webinars, to half of the educational material. And if you want to upgrade and follow the trades like other fully subscribed people have, you can do that. And again, we had 600 pips. Now throughout the month, this has really been a trial basis. We've limited the number of people that have been that we've marketed, so we've limited the number of people that have been involved within the chat, because we're currently doing phase 2 of the upgrades. And what I'm just going to do is just go over to the chat room. Okay, and so we've made some upgrades here, and this is our chat. So we've got on the left hand side, we've got trade chat only. So this is where we talk about specifically just trade ideas and trade related topics. So currency pairs, strategies, entry, stops, targets. But then over to the right hand side, we have non-related Forex chat. So we split the two of them so that on one column it is purely to do with trade related chat, which is actually very useful, because when you have a lot of people logged in, and throughout the day we can have maybe 20 or 30 people logged in, and you don't want your main Forex chat to be clotted up with things like, hi, how's your day going, did you enjoy the latest film that's out, that kind of thing. But some of the upgrades that we've done in the last week, you've got the ability now to upload your own picture. We have Pete here. He's uploaded his own picture, and if you click on his name, you can have a little bio there. So he's got newbie trader. Next to each person's name, we actually have a little flame, and you can see that over here to the right as well. So blue flame means that you're not very active within the chat, but the more that you chat within the chat, your color will go up, and it will go up to orange, and a slight red, then a deep red, and then when you become a very active chatter, in fact, if you have a look at my name here, which is red, this is one below the flame bursting into flames. Okay, so a couple of days ago my flame was actually on fire. It was a physical fire, but we had a little error with the system and we had to reset it, so I'm back down to red. But we're going to be adding a couple of other things to the chat system as well, which are going to be very useful. We're going to be adding things like a badge system, so you'll be awarded a badge if you've been a fully subscribed member for a month, and then as you move to month 2, that badge will change. Month 3 it will change, and so on and so on. And so as we progress and new traders enter the chat, they can very easily and quickly look to see how long traders have been in the chat system. Also how active they are within the chat, and we're going to be bringing in something as well, which is going to be another badge that will be awarded once a month to the most helpful trader. And again, they will appear as little emblems next to these fires, and there'll be a little, I won't give away the surprise, but once a month, whoever it's awarded to, there's going to be something special that's going to be awarded to that person. I'm not going to go into what it is now, but this is just the basics of what we're adding, and this should be finished in the next week or so. So yeah, really happy the way the week has gone. We've got some brilliant traders in here now, actually, and quite a variety of traders that trade structure, advanced patterns, breakout patterns. If you haven't registered, guys, come on down. It's absolutely free. So I've thoroughly enjoyed the month. Thoroughly enjoyed this week. It's been another cracking week, another week where it's been over 200 pips of profits with a minimal drawdown. So apart from that, guys, it is Friday, so I wish you a great weekend. I hope to see you in the chat. If not, I will see you in the next webinar that we do.